All right, we are live. Our first ever live episode. We've done pregame and postgame shows testing out the waters of live, but this is going to be a full-blown episode because we're talking about the NFC Championship game. So this deserves a full show instead of just popping in an hour before game time. We are live 24 hours before the game. It will be at 3
and we'll be
o'clock on
live
Sunday.
for 24 hours. Right?
No,
no.
I don't think we talked
Insane
about that.
24-hour
Parker.
challenge.
all right. Well, maybe not. Maybe it won't be the entire 24 hours.
Yeah. This is also our first 4-box episode in a long time because all three of the usuals are here, and we are also joined by Luke McLister. People who've been around for a while.
Thank you, Luke, for joining
He's
us.
appeared before.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
New character character unlocked. We unlocked.
Only Philly thing I like. Only
my
Philly
fellow
thing I
Luke.
like is this podcast. Well, actually, my sister
Aw.
just moved to Philly. I guess I like that too because
There you go.
she's my sister. But
At least you like all Philly all the time.
Mhm.
yeah,
That's our mission statement.
And if you
basically.
guys like
So
all
we're
Philly all
nice
the
Philly
time,
fans.
make sure you subscribe so we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the Super Bowl.
Yep.
comment.
We need
Turn that
91
post
more.
notifications
91 more
bell on.
guys.
That's light. Very
Yeah,
light.
I think we can totally do that.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Eagles
yeah, we
hype
got
video
this.
hit 50K. So
Nice.
that's big.
50K.
I saw
That's a
that.
big one.
That's a big number, and it's just going to keep going up as the Eagles, continue to go into the postseason, and obviously will make it to the Super Bowl here. So,
Yeah.
very very excited about
So-
that video.
Oh yeah. As if a little bit of a preview, if they win, we might have to do a Super Bowl hype video.
Very
We'll see. But yeah, obviously we're going to talk about the game. We are all Eagles fans, as you guys know. McLister is a Commanders fan. We brought him on to have some balance.
Some diversity,
To
inclusion. The sports.
I don't know if
version
this is
of the-
balance or diversity or inclusion, but I'm here.
So we have for those of you watching, we have me and Parker who are in the same room on the top row, and then we have the Lukes on the bottom row. So just so you guys can keep track of that. I would like to start out with a post that we discussed in our chat, and then also McLister and I had a separate conversation about. So we've all talked about this previously. The statue curse.
Bro.
Yes.
Take it away, Luke. McLister,
right.
what were your thoughts on
Okay.
this?
Okay. The guy who did this was a Green Bay Packers fan. We did not do this.
Well, clearly, the Green Bay
Okay.
Packers want the Commanders to lose.
I guess so. So like originally, apparently the guy who did this posted it on Facebook. Somebody went to his Facebook page, and there's like a picture of him and his family at Lambeau in like Green Bay gear. So it's pretty evident that he's a Packers fan. I
Okay,
really
but-
hope but I mean, this season for us has kind of been like a curse-breaking season. So I'm kind of hoping that
Mhm.
continues. I don't know.
Yep. But
You're
the
denying-
Rocky curse, you just know how this goes. This
I-
goes one
Well,
way.
But the question is, normally it's been the other team's fans. So does it still work? It wasn't a Commanders fan who did it. Does the curse still work?
No, this doesn't add up. See, you're denying the allegations, Luke, but here's the thing. Why would a Packers
Hey, either
fan,
way, I didn't do it. So
why would a Packers fan whose team just got knocked out of the playoffs by the Eagles want the Eagles to win another round and go to the
well,
Super
they're
Bowl? That
probably
makes no
they're probably
sense.
delusional and don't know about the curse.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, I don't understand why a Packers fan would literally have like Washington Commanders stuff. And isn't that the Redskins logo too?
It is Redskins
It
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
So that's a blanket and a scarf, and then
He
Yeah.
just had some old gear that he
there's,
was
like,
trying to get rid
other,
of.
other old stuff that's like at the bottom that's cut off in that, and then there's like a cardboard sign that says "Yo Adrian HTTC," which is "Hail to the Commanders."
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
there's
mean,
a Commander
all I know-
specific.
Yeah, that's like the only thing. All I know is if we win, I already have that picture screenshotted in my camera roll, and that's going on my story so fast. Um, but I don't. We'll see what happens.
It's a high risk, high reward thing because if you
It
lose,
is,
then it's
yeah.
like, dang it cursed us. But if you win, you get to flaunt it with that picture. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, hopefully,
but
it,
like if we lose,
works.
it was definitely because of the curse, not because
Exactly.
we like played bad or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totally.
So I wanted to get that out there initially because I thought that it was hilarious. I was like, oh, great. And then McLister informed me that it was not a Commanders fan. So that was
I'm
that
upset
was
still though.
good
Like
to know.
this guy,
I still think it was
he's
a
not even a
Commanders
fan apparently, and he's still trying to screw us over with this curse. What the heck? Like this
I
is
think
not
it
okay.
was a Commanders fan.
You still think it's all
Yes.
conspiracy?
100%. I mean, the Commanders, Green Bay fans live in Wisconsin. Commanders fans
All right.
live in Baltimore and like the DC area. Like,
Philly or not, like whether you don't like Philly or not, I think at the end of the day, like, bro, just keep your hands off Rocky. Like
that's true.
That's real. That is
whether
so
it's in
true.
Philly or not, like I don't care if the statue's in DC or it's in like Seattle, like, bro, just don't touch Rocky.
Yeah. Don't touch Rocky if you
That's-
don't want him to touch you.
Leave Rocky. Oh.
What?
Yeah.
No, I mean like punch. I mean like punch you. No, like
In
fight.
other words, vandalism
like
is
fight.
not
I meant
okay.
like fight. Like
Yes,
Rocky's like a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it, Parker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how to transition from that. I was gonna say something about like how Jalen Hurts got knocked out of the game last time they played the Commanders and Rocky. Yeah. But we don't have to try to transition from that. So yeah, this is the third round of Eagles versus Commanders. We are gonna basically just preview the game. There's a ton of things to talk about, and then at the end we will do our bingo board as we always do. We were so close last week.
We were one away.
We'll pull it up and we'll show you guys. But we were so close. So we're gonna see if we can finally get it. And this will be the first time that we have fans from both teams helping us make the bingo board. So I think that will help us significantly in
Absolutely.
yeah, in creating a better board. Having McLister here should really help us with the Commanders side. So high expectations for that. So yeah, let's start off with the Eagles because this is all Philly all the time. This is their 9th NFC Championship game. They are 4-4 all time. So we're teetering on 500. This game will decide whether they flip to that. And their last 2 wins have been blowouts, where they were in Philadelphia, dominated the Vikings, and then again in Philadelphia, dominated the Niners, knocked out 2 of their quarterbacks. This one's in Philadelphia again. So we'll see if
against the rookie quarterback again.
That's a great point. I don't know how many times that's happened. A rookie quarterback has never gone to the Super Bowl, so that's a stat in the Eagles' favor. But yeah, I think having the game in Philly, if we can start with that before we get into like actual the game itself, even beforehand, the game being in Philly is a huge advantage because that place gets crazy. The link is going to be rocking for the NFC Championship game. It just happens every time that they go. So the Commanders lost to the Eagles at the link in the regular season, beat them in Washington. This atmosphere is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I'm hearing rumors that there was actually a couple bouncers, like, guys at the pub that like, kick you out before you can go in. I'm hearing rumors that there was over 1,000 tickets given to bouncers so that they can do 2 things: literally bounce around when the Eagles score, and 2, just to fight people. So I know that. I literally I saw that, and they were just given away because I guess there was a guy that bought like 1,000 tickets and just gave it to him. So
wow,
that's crazy.
And yeah, and so the atmosphere, like Owen said, is just gonna be absolutely electric. Like there's gonna be so many fights that happen. Anybody that wears anything Commanders is just gonna get absolutely destroyed. And same thing with the Commanders on the field too.
Some of my cousins were like, hey, we're going to go to the game. And I was like, do you want to die?
Yeah. Showing up to Philly in any opposing gear is
Yeah.
dangerous, let
I told
alone
him, I was like,
Commanders
don't
in the
wear any
NFC
gear
Championship. Yeah.
unless you want to lose your teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely dangerous.
I was a little worried because of like how close obviously the two teams are. It would be an easy trip for Commanders fans to show up. But yeah, hopefully that intimidation factor, because we don't want a Knicks Sixers situation where Knicks fans overran the place.
Very true.
I'm not worried about that level, but we want as few Commanders fans there as possible so that the Eagles fans can be very loud. So
I do know there will be some Commanders fans there, but I know they won't be wearing any Commanders memorabilia.
there will be secret Commanders fans.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think I
Probably
agree with
what
that.
I would do if I was going.
Probably
I've never
Man,
been
does
to
that-
New York.
Yeah.
And the home field advantage is such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
If Detroit
I
would have
think-
won, it obviously would have been in Detroit, the game.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that the Commanders pulled off that upset, honestly, I think makes all Eagles fans pretty happy. Just
Yeah, you're welcome.
because they're not going to have to go to Detroit. They can stay home for another game.
James
Yeah.
Jones is
I
a
think-
very, very brave soul. Going to Philly and Washington gear 4 times it's impressive.
Dang.
This game will definitely be a different level of hostility because like a regular season game, it's like it's the Commanders. We're not that worried, but
Yo,
the
James
hostility
Jones,
will
have
be.
you ever been physically assaulted at the link?
Good follow-up.
Commanders gear.
Good follow up. That's
Yeah.
like Luke said,
That's an
McLister
honest
said at the
question
beginning.
too.
Yeah. It's totally possible. That's like McLister said at the beginning that we're the nice Philly fans. That is why we exist, because we want people to know that not every Philly fan will
literally-
attack you. That there's some nice ones out there.
There is just a couple.
I literally
There's
only know
some.
like 6 nice Philly fans, including you guys. So that's it.
So we're half of that.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of people. Not gonna lie.
No, that's we're trying to represent the minority. Go Birds. So
Go Birds.
Yeah. We have a decent amount of people in here. I'm excited. This should be fun.
Let's
So
go.
yeah, I pinned our comment at the top. What storylines do you guys think are most important coming into this game? I think that for me, the storyline that I'm the most intrigued by is Jalen Hurts as a whole. His health
Yeah.
is a big concern. He said he's probably going to wear a brace during the game. So that's you don't love that. You're starting quarterback wearing a brace in the NFC Championship game. But I think the storyline overall of everyone being very concerned about his passing ability. It's like we've gone back 2 months to right before the Steelers game where it kind of came to a head of everyone really piling on Jalen Hurts, or he can't throw the ball. And the Eagles need him to. And then he came out against the Steelers and threw the ball and was like, all right, is that what you guys wanted to see? So I'm expecting that type of game from him. I think
Okay.
that it's not necessarily going to be they'll throw the ball 40 times. I hope not, because that means they're behind. If they're throwing the ball 40 times, that means they're trying to come back. But I think that he'll make a couple of big-time throws down the field, a couple touchdown passes, just to be like, hey, I can still do this.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know if it'll be like that. Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to Owen's point, I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be quite to the extreme. I don't think he's going to throw the ball just to prove a point. I mean, this is the playoffs. We're not out here to just prove a point. I mean, we're trying to prove the point that we want to win the game, obviously. And if the run game is working and we are dominating with the run game, they're going to keep running the ball. That's what this team does. But to your point, I do think they're going to throw it a little more. And I saw a clip earlier this week talking about A.J. Brown. Obviously, these first 2 playoff games, we haven't seen a ton of A.J. Brown. And the clip that I was watching talked about A.J. Brown versus zone coverage and how he is averaging, I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but basically A.J. Brown in man coverage, and the Commanders have run the 6th most man coverage in the league this year. A.J. Brown against man coverage is averaging like 2 or 3 more receptions per game, like 5 more targets per game, and like 20 plus more yards per game against man coverage versus zone coverage. And so I think that's going to be a key factor in this game. If Jalen Hurts can throw the ball and find AJ Brown, I think he'll have a very, very successful game against the Commanders defense, who probably is going to continue their trend of running a lot of man defense.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I feel like this is a horrible matchup for the Commanders. We saw what happened last week, okay? Like, Jahmyr Gibbs was running all over them, and for some reason, Ben Johnson decided to get all fancy and do his trick plays and throw the ball downfield with a wide receiver, and they had turnovers, okay? The Eagles haven't had turnovers. That's what Jalen Hurts has done. He's done that really well. He hasn't thrown the ball away. He hasn't thrown an interception. He hasn't fumbled, which we've seen Jalen do that.
Well, he did fumble, but he hasn't lost the fumble.
He hasn't lost the fumble, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like, man, the Eagles are a run-first team. We know this. We've seen Saquon dominate the entire season. Can the Commanders really stop Saquon? Even if they go all out, we've seen teams, the first 2 playoff games, they tried to stop the run, and they couldn't do it. The Commanders are a worse run defense than the Packers, and, like, they're worse than the Packers.
The Commanders' defense overall is not as good.
It's not as good as the Rams.
Their defensive line specifically, not great.
The Rams' defensive line is one of the best in the NFL. The Packers have a really good defensive line, and the Eagles ran all over them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's to say that's not going to happen again? Like, I haven't seen any indication that Saquon can be stopped. Like, literally none.
McLister, how confident are you in their ability to stop Saquon?
We're not stopping him. But hold on, we've beat you guys this season, and he still put up like 100+ yards on us in that game.
And I want to comment on that really quickly. Yeah. He put up 109 yards in the first quarter, and then next to nothing the rest of the game. But it's hard to say something or say this, but like I'm gonna not discredit the Commanders, because obviously you guys played a heck of a game after that first quarter. But it's hard to, when you have a dual run system between Jalen and Saquon, and that's what you game plan for all week, and then out of nowhere, you have to put in Kenny Pickett, who can't run the ball. And so now the defense can say, all right, everything goes towards Saquon. We have a quarterback in here who hasn't seen the field yet this season, and they do not have a game plan for him. I think it's easier to stop the run game at that point. And so, I don't know. That's kind of what I credit that to. But, I mean, I was at that game in Washington, and y'all cooked us in the second half of that game. So
it's another key difference in this game. Is that
I understand
another
that,
key
but all
difference
Kenny
is that Luke
Pickett
is
had
not
to
there.
do was hand him the ball. And then Saquon does the rest. I mean, the line has to block too. But,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely think, like, Gibbs did run all over us. Back to what Parker was saying, but I mean, Goff did throw 3 interceptions. There was 4 total interceptions in that game, and the other one was from that one receiver who threw it downfield. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree with you guys. I definitely think, I mean, if it's not broke with Saquon, like, why does it need to be fixed? So I'm definitely expecting, like, you guys to just run it down our throat with him, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Offense has just got to stay hot if we're gonna have a shot. I think it's a shootout, or you guys blow us out, because I don't know. I think, like, our defense played great last week, but there is still, like, a lot of points put up on the board by Detroit. So
yeah. And I think there's a couple. Oh, and you said your key to the game was Jalen Hurts, right? And that,
that's just like a really interesting storyline for me. Okay. It's so interesting to me how Jalen Hurts gets attacked this much for what he does.
Right. That is a crazy storyline. I think we've seen throughout this postseason specifically, like, when it gets to the postseason, having the fewer amount of turnovers makes the difference like crazy. The 4 teams that won last week were the teams that won the turnover battle. So it makes such a big difference. And that, I think, is going to be one of the biggest storylines is, does Jalen Hurts take care of the ball?
Yeah.
Who throws the ball away? Jaden Daniels has looked so good. Is there any fumbles? Is there any forced fumbles? What does the turnover battle look like? And that is going to give you a pretty clear indication on what the result of the game is going to be, I think, who can take care of the ball more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commanders 50, Eagles 3 from Sean Michael made McLister laugh.
Oh.
Stack the box and let Jalen beat us from Jason Evans is, I think, pretty much been every team's strategy, and yet stacking the box worked against the Rams last week, because if Saquon got through the stacked
There
box,
was nobody there.
there was no one left.
And he
There's
broke
nobody
2 of
there.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's, yeah, I think that you're gonna have to assume that Saquon will break off one run, and then if you can stop him on all the other ones, if you can limit him to like 2 or 3 yards per carry, other than that, which is what the Commanders did in the first game.
But don't they have more injuries now on their
can
defensive line?
I know they have an injury on their offensive line, which is
Yeah,
Okay.
Sam Cosmi
big.
tore his ACL last week.
yeah.
And he's
Gotcha.
like one
So
of our
good.
best O linemen, which is
Jalen Carter should feast.
Gotcha.
not
Okay.
good, but yeah.
No, I think that just overall, like looking at this, Luke, you said that it was either going to be a blowout or a shootout. I disagree. I think it's just going to be a shootout till the end. I think this is going to be one of the hardest matchups we have to play all year, just because of the tear that you guys have been on. You guys clearly have the momentum, upsetting the Lions coming into this game. And obviously we're coming off 2 playoff wins as well. But I feel like our playoff wins have been like, we squeaked by the Rams. Like we squeaked by the Rams on, like, yeah, we barely got by. And so I think it really is just going to be a shootout till the end. And I think that's what scares me. I would love to just like win it by the 3rd quarter and just call it a day. But I don't think that's going to happen, because I mean, I'm scared, especially of
If it's
Terry. I'm scared of what
anything-
Terry's going to do to us, because he cooked us when we were in Washington. And I'm scared that that's going to happen again.
If it's anything like this season has been for us, it's going to come down to the last play.
Yeah, which will be
Yeah.
fun. It'll be a entertaining game at that point. I think Jane Daniels, all right, he's obviously been crazy, but he's a rookie quarterback, okay? You know, I know it's crazy to go against Jane Daniels right now, because he's been on like a literal generational run, the best rookie season probably in the history of the NFL. And literally carrying his team through 2 playoff games, okay? I understand that. But you're running into one of the best defenses in the NFL, okay? And we saw him put up points against the Eagles, but I still think in the Link is a different environment. And he usually is calm, cool, and collected, but I don't know. I think it's going to be tricky for him.
Kind of what Detroit said, like the exact same thing.
That's a good
And
point.
You saw
I
what
mean,
happened last week, so I mean,
Yeah, but Detroit versus
I want to
Philly, come
agree
on.
with you.
I mean, obviously Philly's a
With you,
different breed,
Parker,
but
but,
Detroit
like,
playing in one of their first playoff
he's on a
games,
tear.
or
Mhm.
not one of their first, but like with as successful as they've been, I mean, Detroit's been a madhouse this year. Like that's definitely not an easy environment for him to play on, and clearly he held up to it. He did a great job there. So
Yeah, I think what they will do successfully, the Commanders, they're going to be in hurry up offense the entire game, basically. And so what's going to end up happening is you might have a couple drives like the end of the Rams-Eagles game, when the Rams were in hurry up mode the entire game. And the Rams actually got a touchdown in the 4th quarter because they were just going hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And the defensive line got tired, couldn't get to Stafford. You could see that a little bit with Washington. They've just been hurry up the entire postseason essentially. So they could throw off Philly's rhythm a little bit and score on the offensive end.
A great point here. It's going to be extra hard for the Eagles to contain Daniels with the Kobe Dean out, because he's the guy that the Eagles would put as a spy. Not that Orion Burks had a bad game last week. He had some big plays, but he's not as good of a spy as Nakobe Dean is. Doesn't have the exact same athleticism, so that'll definitely be something to look out for. Both quarterbacks being able to run is going to be really interesting. What you said with the defense, Luke, best defense in the league, I'm so torn on. I could see it going multiple ways. Like, I think this defense is so good, and they've been so impressive all year, but also the Commanders put up 36 on them when they won, and Jaden Daniels led multiple impressive touchdown drives, especially the game-winning one where they just couldn't stop them. So that could happen again. I don't know. So I think that is the most concerning part to me, because they say defense wins championships and all that, but in the modern era, not as much. I'm not as convinced of that. So even though the defense has been great all year, they could very easily make us completely forget that in one game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's I don't know what to say. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. It seems like we've got a lot of Commanders fans in here. We need some
We
more
do.
loyal
Talking
time
about.
subscribers
Let's
to
go.
show up. We bring
You
on
got
one
it.
Commanders fan. Luke, did you send this to a bunch of people to
No,
support the
send this to
Commanders?
anybody.
Well, I mean, all right, let's
Don't
just
count us
talk.
out, man.
Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah, nobody's.
some of the offensive weapons on both sides, okay? Because I mean, we love offense. This game could become high scoring, like we're saying it theoretically could be.
Yeah.
From an Eagles standpoint, we've already talked about Saquon Barkley, but the wide receiver game, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert especially has got to come in clutch. They've got to get some stuff going through the air. Jalen Hurts was shot up last week. Like, did you see his post-game interview?
Yeah.
He was like, oh my goodness, I just love the world. You know, the vibes are crazy. Like, Jalen Hurts was not his normal, calm, cool, collected self. So they definitely shot him with something for his knee pain. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get those balls to those dynamic weapons.
And his teammates have said that he's looked very good in practice. Jordan Mailata was talking in a presser about how Jalen's had a little extra intensity this week. He's been fired up. So it seems like he is hopefully feeling better.
You guys,
but we'll see.
Did you guys see the video of him in practice throwing?
Yeah, when he was doing
with his knee,
a bootleg.
Yeah,
he looked okay.
He didn't
was
look
iffy.
great.
He was iffy.
He looked okay.
Yeah.
That knee
I'm
scares
not
me.
convinced about his mobility.
He didn't have the
mobility
brace on in
concerns
that
me.
video. The brace will help.
You know who also had a
Sure.
brace on though? RG3.
Oh wow, what a comparison. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
That's crazy. Yeah, the Commanders defensive coordinator said that they're gonna treat him like a running back. I think that was it makes sense. You treat him as a running back when he's running. I don't know why people make these comments before they play Philly though. Like, that's exactly what the fans and the Eagles team wants. Like, this is a team that wants bulletin board material. They love having those things that can fire them up. So, good luck. There was a clip from Jalen Hurts being mic'd up last week. The one, the Rams safety curl after Jalen slid. He was like, "You have a running back slide," and Jalen was. I won't repeat what Jalen said, but basically he was like, "Good luck. You don't want me to slide." So I think that Jalen will take that mentality into this game too. Like, "Oh, you guys want to hit me? All right, I squat.
I mean,
however
like,
much. Good luck, hit me."
Like, from a realistic standpoint, that's what they should do. I mean, not trying to bring the whole Chiefs whatnot into this, but like, it annoys me. And I mean, I'm pretty much just saying what Tom Brady said, but it annoys me when people like pull up on a quarterback and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to get flagged," and then like that quarterback is able to get even more yards. Obviously, I would love for Jalen to get more yards. That's not what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I'm saying I
What's
would
your
love
guy?
to. I like a quarterback becomes a run. Like, as soon as they run, they should be hit like a running back. And obviously, I'm not saying I want more injuries, but like, they need to be treated the same way that you would treat a running back, just because, I mean, that's just how the game is supposed to be played.
Jaden Daniels gets hits worse than a running back when he runs.
Yeah, exactly. And if Mahomes gets touched by a feather, you know, Chiefs win the game. So
Bro, JD goes like flying out of bounds. It's so scary.
Because he's built like Lamar Jackson-esque, where he's like lanky, and so that was when Lamar was young. He would take a hit, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna die in 2 years running like this."
Have you seen the compilation of Jaden Daniels getting like just him getting hit? It basically there's a lot of videos through college and stuff, but like since his body type is like a little bit lankier, he just like folds. Like he's very flexible. So
Yeah, maybe he's just more durable.
well,
It's like
he doesn't get hurt, but the hits look so
Yeah.
crazy because it's like his body's like folding when they hit him. It's
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
I was at the game where we clinched our playoff spot against Atlanta in overtime.
That's a good game.
Dude, he took some hits in that game, and they like in person they just looked horrible.
Yeah.
Like he took this one hit in the first,
Yeah.
like kind of early in like the first half, and I was like, I don't know if he's getting back up. And then he took one like in overtime right before we won, where he had to like take a second to catch his breath.
Yeah. It's football. Is
I knew you were
a
gonna. I knew you were gonna
sport,
bring that up, bro. I knew that was coming.
My favorite were the comments on this post about Jaden Daniels wearing a Donovan McNabb jersey. Was that people?
Maybe he was just colorblind when he was younger.
I mean, Donovan McNabb was a very good quarterback. I don't blame him for
For you, not
wanting
for
to
us.
be like him. But Eagles fans were saying in the comments that they hope that Jaden Daniels is like Donovan McNabb in that he loses in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
So
Yep.
hopefully it's
Exactly.
Donovan McNabb Championship game esque.
He's been watching that since he was like literally 2 years old.
So
He's been watching Donovan McNabb lose in the championship game. Now he can just
he can be just like him.
yeah, he can be like his like his idol, He can just follow right in his footsteps.
Mm-hmm. That would be great. So yeah, I had to throw that one up there. The last thing that I had that we had sent each other this week, you guys, was we already talked about Saquon a little bit, but more officially with a number to go with it. It's the highest rushing yards over under in DraftKings history
Wow.
because Saquon's averaging like over 175 a game, and the Commanders' run defense is not very good, average at best. So
It sucks.
we're not gambling people around here, but we still talk about the lines and stuff. I think that Saquon has to go over this for the Eagles to win. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it scares me that he has to go over it for the Eagles to win.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I said this as soon as we saw this week. Like, if the Eagles, if he doesn't rush for over 130 yards, I don't think we win this game. And
So
I
it
mean,
doesn't
that's
feel
just
good
because
to
he's
say
such a
that.
key. I know it doesn't feel great to say that, but he's such a key part of our offense that, like, if they shut down Saquon, I think that shuts down our whole offense. I think the way that we're able to get to the passing game is when they focus so much on Saquon. And so it's like you have to have that balance of if they're really focused on Saquon, we're going to pass the ball more. They have to back off a little bit, and Saquon gets those yards. So
I
just got
would not
some
bet on the
news.
under. Go ahead.
yeah,
What do you got?
Deron Payne will be out on Sunday. So D tackle,
I'm
like
so
just announced
sorry,
5 minutes ago.
Payne. That's
Oh look, Tay broke
that's
it
so
for us.
So
painful.
that even helps.
how.
With,
Okay, Luke.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I
We were-
mean,
we were so
the
sad.
Commanders, I'm telling you, man, they've got their defensive line is one of the worst in terms of
And
going against the
Oh,
run.
wow.
they're missing Payne. They're missing their interior. They're missing Payne, and they're missing Cosme. So the key interior, and that's where the Eagles are the best in the trenches.
Like, how are you gonna stop Saquon? You're literally not. You're literally not. And I know we just were talking about Saquon, but did you see the info on who's reffing the game? Did you see that video I sent you?
Dude, that's another
I didn't see
concern
that.
here.
All right, so it's actually a good thing for the Eagles, okay?
Oh,
But the head official gives the most amount of out of all the crews, the reffing crews, the head official gives the most amount of offensive holding penalties in the entire NFL. All right,
Okay.
you know why that's good? Jalen Carter gets held all the time, and the defensive line of the Eagles is better than the defensive line of Washington. All right.
Mhm.
So theoretically, there could be more holding calls on the Commanders. Also, the same referee with the Eagles, I think, is 4-0 over their career, and I think they're 1-3 against the Commanders. So in terms of just straight up like winning or losing, they've won all 4 times when they've ref the Eagles game. And last stat that I'll share about the refs is that they give the most amount of flags. They give 54% to the away, like as a whole, to the away team.
Interesting.
So they flag the away team more than they do the home team. So just as a general thing, when you compare it to other official crews, they're the most likely to flag the away team than the home team.
Well, I don't.
That's very.
I mean, I guess I see your statistics. I don't like that because now everybody's gonna say, "Oh, the Eagles are like got the refs now," which I don't want that to be the. I don't want that to be the storyline. I want to win
every
fair and
advantage
square.
possible. What do you mean?
It's
I
like,
mean,
I'll
of
take
course,
what I
I
can
want an
get.
advantage, but like, I don't want to. I don't want to be the team that the refs help out all the time. And I know that's what a lot of people think
Yeah.
about the Eagles. So, I mean,
No, that's nobody thinks about the Eagles like that. They're always screwed over.
everybody
by
Last
thinks
time
about
the
the
Eagles
Eagles
and
like that. Are you
Commanders-
kidding me?
The last
No.
time the Eagles and Commanders played, CJ got thrown out after he got punched.
Yeah, the refs
So-
screw over the Eagles.
I don't think people think
Yeah.
that the refs are in favor of the Eagles
No,
that much.
no,
I think
not
people are
not,
just
not
annoyed
on
by
the level
Eagles.
of the Chiefs. Obviously, yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's just the Chiefs that the refs favor. And actually, did you see the stat about that in the Chiefs-Bills game? They picked the only head official that has a losing record with the Chiefs, like as him being the head ref of the Chiefs.
Oh wow,
And there was a bunch of other stats that they are actually they're picking against the Chiefs.
you're heavy on the ref stats.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
refs. They're the
You've
ones
been
that determine the
deep
game.
diving into that.
Yeah, no, they're the ones
This guy
that
loves
determine
his
the
ref
game.
stats.
yeah.
They and those refs over in the Chiefs game called the least amount of roughing the passer penalties too. So
In the one upcoming for like the,
for the Chiefs
crew
Bills.
for Chiefs Bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
They also call more flags for the home team than the away team. So
Weird. I would have thought overall that more flags would go to the away team just because like the pressure of the home crowd. Like
no, but they're comparing
at you
it to
and stuff.
other. They compare it to other crews.
Yeah. I'm saying I would think that for all crews they would generally, as a whole, more away team.
Yeah, but they're the
flags.
most
So that's
amount.
interesting.
They're on the spectrum.
Yeah.
They're they flag the home team. Actually, they're the only one that flags the home team more than the away team
That's
for the
very
Chiefs
interesting.
Bills game. Yeah.
What fans don't blame the refs when they get beat? I think pretty much everybody does that. But at least we don't do it like Mahomes does. Anyway, there's other people that blame the refs more, plenty.
What was
So-
that comment?
Yeah, the mayor can't spell Eagles. That's
That
I
is a
should've pulled
great point.
I
Oh
should've
my
pulled that clip
gosh,
for
that was
for
so
this.
painful to
That's-
watch.
GL.
Yeah, that was so bad.
Honestly,
I'm glad
though,
I don't
like-
live in Philly.
I said
That was-
no in that.
That
Like
was rough.
you can't blame her though. She was just she was excited, you know.
I think you can blame her for not knowing how to spell a 6-letter word. I think you can.
Yeah, you could definitely blame her.
I think
Okay, but the pressure though. Imagine you're in 4th grade, right?
if you
And it's your
can't
spelling
handle
bee.
that pressure
But
as a
she's
mayor,
an adult.
I feel
She's
like
an
you
adult that works as a public servant, a city official.
should
and
be able
she
to handle
can't
significantly
spell.
more pressure than that.
So is Luke calling for her public resignation? Is that what I'm hearing, Luke?
I mean, no,
Maybe.
but I don't
Oh.
know anything about her office. I don't know anything about what she does for the city, so I can't call for that. But I can say that it's bad if you can't spell the word Eagles.
Yeah, not a great look. It'd be hilarious if Commanders fans were chanting it like that. The ones that are brave
That
enough
would
to
be
go to the stadium.
hilarious.
A
If
suggestion
it was at
Would be
home, we
very
would.
fun.
Yeah,
We
that's
would hear
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would definitely do it then. So yeah, I want to have to wrap up our previewing of the game before we get to bingo. 2 things. Should we save us doing our score predictions for the end of like talking about the game and then we go into bingo, or should we save score predictions for the very end?
It's up to you, Owen. You're the head
All right.
guy on this thing.
I'd
I
say we
haven't
save
even
it
thought
till
about
the
the score.
very end. So
All right, we'll save it to the very end. We'll get
you
right
have
into
to
bingo.
Stay tuned in.
Let's
until
get right
the
into our
very end.
bingo board.
Yeah. Before we get to that, I wanna have everybody give the one storyline that they're gonna be paying attention to. Not necessarily like a key to the game, but just like what's the most intriguing thing for you in this. I had already talked
Yeah.
about Jalen Hurts, so
Mine, I think I had alluded to it earlier, is just the turnover battle. I 100% believe that whoever gets extra possessions and forces turnovers is going to win this game. So I think that if you have more turnovers, I think you're going to lose. So I'm just very curious to see who fumbles, who throws the ball away, and honestly, who's the better quarterback? Does, obviously Jaden Daniels has looked a lot better, but does Jalen Hurts have one of his signature no turnover games with, 150 yards, two rushing touchdowns? Jaden Daniels has one interception, 250 yards, but like a bunch of incompletions. Like, in my opinion, maybe Jalen Hurts was better in that game. So I'm very curious to see about that and just see about the turnover battle.
Yeah. I'll just say, I think that whether the Eagles can contain Terry McLaurin or not, I think that's a huge point of this game. I mean, obviously Brian Robinson is a good running back, but our run defense has been pretty solid this year. So I think it's just, can we contain Terry McLaurin? Obviously, first time we played against you guys, we held him to, I don't know exactly what his stats were, but we contained him really, really well. Second time we played you guys, he tore us up. And so I obviously think that's a big part of this game. And I really hope that we're able to contain him enough. Obviously, I don't think we'll shut him down completely. I think he's one of the scariest players, especially paired up with Jaden Daniels. But if we can contain him, I think that's a huge key to our success in this game.
And De'Ami Brown's been going off in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
So even the receivers are scary.
Luke, what about you?
Storyline. I mean, I think I have two. My first one, obviously, is just Jaden Daniels. Can he get it done? Can he be the first rookie QB to make it to a Super Bowl? I mean, he's carried us all season. Can he continue to do that? And then the other one, which has come out this week, I don't know if you guys seen it. Not surprisingly, Dan Snyder hates the success he's been seeing. So that one was just interesting. I thought I'd share that.
Yeah.
I saw that
Dan
earlier.
Snyder being sad is, I don't think anybody really feels bad for him. So
No, not at all.
yeah, I am glad that the Commanders have had this success. The fan base definitely deserves it. It's really a shame that the Eagles are going to have to put a stop to it. So bingo.
We'll see.
For people who have not done this with us before, we fill out a bingo board of things we think will happen during the game. So this is what we had from the Rams game. I updated the title for tomorrow, so we're gonna replace these. And yeah, we tried to get bingo. We've never done it. We did it last year. We did it for the first time this year last week. We've gotten close multiple times. Last week was the closest we've ever gotten. So, like we said at the beginning, we're hoping McLister, being a Commanders fan to represent, will help put us over the edge here. We'll start off. Is there anything that we had last week, Eagles-wise, that we want to keep?
100%. The first half failed screen, 2 yards or less.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
We've hit on that 2 for 2 in the playoffs.
That hits every time. Every game, there's a first half failed bubble screen,
Great call.
sort of screen for the Eagles that barely goes anywhere and probably loses yards. So we're definitely keeping that one in there.
Are we thinking
I
Jason
agree with
Kelce
that.
goes to Philly, or is he going to be at his
Keep
brother's
Kelce
game?
appearance. That
Yeah.
didn't happen last week. They didn't show him on screen.
They
that
did
we
not
saw.
show him. We were if they even showed him once, we would have counted it, but they didn't show him at all. So
Yeah.
I don't know. His brother is playing too. So what are
Yeah.
the chances he goes to see the Eagles? I think we could probably
I'll
replace
probably
that
take
one.
that one out.
Yeah, I don't
Jalen
think
Carter's
I
that.
was
sack.
thinking so too.
I like that one. I like the Jalen
I
Carter
like
sack.
Jalen Carter sack.
Yeah, definitely. Do we keep the Jake Elliott misses? Do
I
we
think
switch?
we should do 40 plus yards. We should.
Okay.
I think you can knock that 45 down. Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
see some Jake Elliott. Are we gonna should we make it Jake Elliott missed extra point? Because that's what he
That's
was
what I
missing
was gonna
last
say.
week.
Like, do we think that will continue? That he'll miss an extra point again?
No, I think
Or he'll
that
lock it in?
Maybe that's a key point to this game. Because if we would
Honestly,
have
it
hit some
is.
of
We
those
kinda-
extra points, it would have made a different game last week. So
Absolutely. McLister, how good is the Commanders kicker? Because I have no idea.
Zane
Oh my
Gonzalez, right?
gosh,
I think he's pretty
Gonzalez,
good.
So
Oh, he's the guy that
yeah,
like
he's
messes with his
He-
hair. He's like,
He has like
he has
OCD.
OCD.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good. Yeah, I mean he's like our sixth kicker this season. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
It sounds like
I'm
you're
saying he's pretty
confident.
good, but like he just scares me, man.
Yeah. Okay,
Like,
so
he went out.
two
He went out there in Tampa and started doing that. Started doing all that stuff with his hair, and I was like, he's missing. He kicked when he first kicked that kick and it went up in the air. I was like, he just missed that, and then it doinked in,
Yep.
and that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I've
could be a
never
different story
screamed
right now
louder
with the
in my life.
Commanders. They could have gotten out by the Bucks round 1. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was somebody earlier said that the Commanders haven't looked beatable. They looked beatable against the Buccaneers. Both these teams have looked beatable at times. The Commanders just looked amazing against the Lions. So that's what we
Yeah.
all
That
remember.
Baker fumble, bro, was huge.
Dude. Yeah, and that is what Parker talked about. Jalen, if he fumbles, that we could have that same situation.
Yeah.
Did we have a Jalen Hurts fumble on here last week? We had a Jalen Hurts turnover last week. I'm fine with keeping that.
I like
'cause
keeping
it could
that.
happen.
I like
Yeah.
keeping that.
Replace
Do we-
Nakua with TD with Terry TD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We're-
That's
yeah,
an
Terry
easy-
We'll be
that's
seeing
an
a
easy
Terry
swap.
TD. I have.
Easy swap.
I'm confident we'll be seeing a Terry TD.
We'll just put Terry T. I think it's
Instead of
funny.
fight/skirmish, I would say maybe fight with Lattimore involved.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Lattimore and
'Cause he
AJ Brown
just-
could totally go at it.
A lot of more
Oh
altercation.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you have the AJ Brown reading the book on here?
Uh,
No.
I don't know if they'll show. I don't know if he'll do it again. I don't know if they'll show that.
If they would have
I
shown
mean, if he
it,
does
last
it,
week
they're
they
gonna
talked about
100% show it. Yeah.
it. They talked about it last
Like that's
week.
one of
They were
those.
he has it
I
on
feel
the
like it's one of
sideline.
those. Yeah. We should
So
get a
we'll
Zach
see.
Ertz thing in here. We need to get a
That's
Zach
true.
Ertz
Oh,
thing
Yeah.
in here.
yeah. How have we not?
I
how are we
love
this
my
far
boy
in and
Zach.
we haven't talked about Zach Ertz?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll just
Bro.
come out and say it. Regardless of the outcome, obviously, if the Eagles win, happy rooting for the Eagles in the Super Bowl. If the Commanders win, I'm 100% rooting for Zach Ertz. Like
Mhm.
Zach Ertz deserves a second ring so bad.
If you don't know the Zach Ertz lore with the podcast, you gotta go back and watch the
yeah,
Owen and Luke.
Yeah.
That's
Owen and Luke
literally-
dyed their hair for Zach Ertz a while back.
And it led to my first impression of them.
I was gonna say.
yeah, the
that's
first
a
time we
crazy
ever met
full
Luke,
circle.
we had our bleached hair for Zach. So
And now he's rooting for Zach
Regard-
Ertz to do well
regardless
for
of
his
what
team.
what happens,
circle,
I
baby.
love Zach. Gotta love Zach.
He's been great this season,
He's so
not
consistent.
He has
not
been.
the
He has
best
been
start.
so good.
but he's been really good later in the
Yeah.
season.
What do we want to put for
Dude,
him?
just leave it to us to get all the unks in the league on our team. I mean, we got Jamison Crowder, who's been on our team probably for the last like 10 years or something. We got Ertz, we got Eckler,
Bobby Wagner.
we got Wagner. Yeah, we got all the old heads, man.
Yeah.
I think Roy said it best. Gotta love Ertz. If this week there's not a ton for Eagles and Commanders fans to agree on, I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that we all love Zach Ertz.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Yeah.
Love Zach
Yeah.
Ertz, no matter what team he plays for.
So what should we do there
What
for
do
Zach
we want
Ertz?
for him?
I think it's up to you, Luke.
Zach Ertz
Is it
first
a-
down.
I mean,
First down?
yeah, I say we
Yeah.
go Zach Ertz first down.
That could
That's
be pretty.
happened,
Wait, that's
pretty
one
consistently.
catch.
As
Yeah,
lately.
we
Okay,
need
then
some
do we want to
gimmies.
go Zach
We need
Ertz
some
touchdown?
gimmies.
Do we? I mean, we could go Zach
Ah,
Ertz touchdown.
That's a
I
bit
don't know
aggressive.
if that's. I said that too. I don't know. He had a touchdown against us a few weeks ago when we played against them.
Yeah.
He had a
That's true.
touchdown.
In the
scored
game
the
that the
game
Eagles
winner
won,
against
right?
the
He had a
Falcons.
garbage time.
I'd rather it be harder than easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we could
let's
do Zach Ertz first down and Zach Ertz touchdown. We could do
No,
both.
whoa. Let's pick one.
Let's do
Okay.
touchdown. Let's do touchdown.
All right. We'll go for
I
it.
would do.
We
would
should do a
put in,
holding instead of roughing the passer on the Eagles. The holding on the offensive line.
Commanders.
Yeah, Commander's offensive line. I think that'll hit. I don't know, but I think it will. especially
I
with
would
the refs.
do Commanders.
Parker,
wide
you are
receiver
way too
screen.
obsessed with the refs.
Hey, they literally determined the game. I'm so happy that they're going to determine the win for the Eagles this week.
Okay, I hate that you're saying that. That makes me so mad.
Why?
He doesn't
I
want to
wanna
win
this
that
game.
way.
I want to win this game because we played well. I don't want to win this game because the refs handed it to us.
Well,
that
if you play well enough,
that-
you put yourself in the
I mean-
position for the refs to win.
Yeah, exactly. The refs helping you, that means you're just a winning team. Like, seriously.
No, I couldn't disagree with you more.
All right, well, I'm going to be so happy when they call a roughing the passer that's not a roughing the passer on Jalen Hurts and we get a free first down. Like, that's going to make me so happy. I don't care if people will be upset about it. All right?
Our last one in the top left, we had Jalen Hurts
Oh,
touch push
Parker.
TD. We almost had it last
We
week.
got to go with that
Lane
still.
Johnson false start. Well, with his knee, are they gonna tush push him?
Well,
Direct
don't know if I
snap to
trust it.
Saquon. Saquon push TD.
no,
That'd
they-
Are all the
Crazy.
Rams ones off?
No. We still got some Rams ones to replace. Kyron 15. Do you think we Eckler or Robinson Jr.
well,
with
Robinson,
the 15 plus yard
I would
run?
say Eckler 15 plus yard catch. They use
Yeah, I
Eckler
like that.
more. They use Eckler more in the passing game.
And I think he could definitely have a catch that goes for more than 15 if he gets Burks or Trotter
Do,
Jr. on him instead of Bond.
We could sub out
Yeah.
the Eagles Snow Angel celebration. There's not going to be snow. We could sub that
Yeah.
out for like a Brian Robinson one. Brian Robinson, do you want to do 15 plus yard run too? Or is that too basic?
You good with that, Luke?
Yeah, that's
No, I
just
think
how
that's
it
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not me, Luke. Whoops.
Trying to think. You could even do like Commanders wide receiver screen. That gets called sometimes.
Just a screen.
Oh, that
Yeah,
that
like
happens a
they
lot.
do like a wide receiver screen. They call that like a bit, but we
Okay.
could even do like
Work.
Cliff likes to.
Do you want to
cook
set
up
us?
some,
Do you want to
like,
set a
weird
yardage
plays
on it,
Oh,
like wide
wait,
receiver
we
screens
should
for
do-
like 10 plus?
Wait, no. Instead of the Rams jet sweep, we should
We can put
we should do first half successful, or you know how the Eagles, we have a first half failed screen 2 yards or less. We should do a first half or second half successful screen for what's a successful screen? 8 yards or more.
yeah, I think so.
Do we want to
8
do
plus-
like Jaden Daniels over rushing yards?
We try to do more like specific, like a specific
Okay.
event. So we could
We-
do like
we
a
could
Jaden
do a
Daniels
Jaden
10 plus yard
Daniels-
rush.
Yeah, we could do that.
I like that. I like that.
Do we want to do 10 plus or do we want to do 15 plus? I feel like 10 plus is kind of a lock.
I don't think it's a lock.
That's a long run.
I don't know. I feel
Um,
like Jaden Daniels is rushing
should
for at
do-
least the first down. But
We should do 12.
I mean, I
we should
know-
do 12 yards.
Okay, we can
12,
do 12.
12 and a half
Yeah.
yards.
12,
12 and a
12 and a half. Over 12 and a half yards on the rush.
Jaden Daniels 12 plus yard rush. Do we keep our AJ Brown 2 slants? That hit. I think, like I said before, with my belief that this will go similarly to the way the Steelers game did after everyone was critiquing the Eagles passing game, I think AJ Brown has a big game. Even though Marshawn Lattimore's on him, I think that
I sure hope he does.
he'll get a lot of targets. So we can keep the AJ Brown 2 slants. I would feel good about an AJ Brown touchdown. If you guys are okay with putting that on there.
We already have a Devontae Smith 10 plus yard touchdown.
That was from last week. Do we want to keep that?
Put the Brown.
I
touchdown
say
in
we
there.
replace. I say we should have a AJ Brown touchdown. So maybe replace the Devontae one with an AJ Brown one.
I'm thinking that too.
All right, AJ Brown and everyone in the
Bro, they're gonna
chat.
put
Feel free
Lattimore
to
on there?
comment things you guys think we should add to this board because
The last
we're
time
still
we played you
trying to
guys,
fill it out.
did AJ Brown score?
great question.
I
I think so.
I think he did.
think
I
he
think
did.
he
In the
Yeah.
first half.
we can check on that. But he's had some like
Yeah. He
crazy
did.
highlight
It
plays
was.
versus
It
the
was
Commanders.
right. It was right after Jalen got hurt. He ran a slant into the end zone. It was Kenny Pickett's like
That's
second
what it
pass.
was. Yeah.
Yep. The slant, of course.
Of course, it
Yeah,
was
put,
the
it,
plan.
put
Yeah.
it on there then. Yeah.
I want to get rid of the Jalen Hurts QB draw because of his knee.
Mm.
Do you want
Yeah,
to
I think
replace
that
that
we'll
with
see.
something Eagles defense? We just have the Jalen Carter
Or
sack.
no, we could do Rams.
Do-
Or
do
sorry,
we-
we could do
do we-
Commanders.
Commanders defensive pick. What
Sinistro.
could the Commanders do on defense that we think is likely?
Defense. Let's see. Defense for the Commanders.
Who-
Two batted passes
just in general.
for the
Mm.
Commanders. Or no, yeah, in general.
Too bad
Like,
a pass
by
in general. I
anyone.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mikey
two batted
Sanders-
passes.
Like batted by the line or like pass breakup, like batted by the line, right?
Good-
I was
good
thinking
clarification.
batted by the line because
Okay.
the
Yeah,
Eagles
yeah,
and
yeah.
Commanders both do a lot of stuff around the line of scrimmage, and
Yep.
so
Yep. Yeah.
I'm
I like
thinking
that.
could be interesting.
Two passes bad at the line.
And then the Mekhi Becton holding penalty, I think that would be pretty tough to hit.
Yeah. McLister, who would you pick if you had to pick one Commanders defender to have an interception? Who would it be?
Mikey Sinistro.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
he was the guy
rookie.
who had like 3 picks last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell his last name.
It's like, hold on,
Uh,
I'll find it.
I'll put that for now, and then we'll fix that.
It's
Yeah, dude.
SAINRISTIO.
Okay, there we go. I was pretty close. Not bad.
Roy
Yeah,
wants a
he-
Dante Fowler sack.
He had a great game.
Where should we?
Oh,
Ki-
yeah. The way the Eagles or the way Jalen Hurts was taking sacks last week, that he'll probably take a bad
think
sack
that's a
in this
good-
game. So that's
yeah.
a good one.
What can we replace?
Should we
I'd be fine
replace?
replacing the
No,
Nick
I like the
Sirianni
Nick
fail.
Sirianni failed
Or the
challenge.
linebacker Corliss.
That one.
Okay.
I think we should replace the linebacker for
Yeah.
Dante Fowler sack.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay,
That's a good
I
one.
think we're good. Does everything look good?
We said we were gonna
No
take
more
out
Rams
Jason
ones
Kelsey
on here?
appearance.
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't want to keep that.
Jaden
I like the-
Daniels
I like the Reed Blankenship
nonchalantly
interception
sitting on the
still.
sideline with no emotion.
Well, that's a guarantee.
Yeah,
that one.
that's a lot.
The other
we
ones
just cut to him
Eagles
and
D line
just-
forces a fumble. I'm not sure about keeping that. Saquon 25 plus yard run. I feel like is the most of a block.
Yeah, we should keep that.
The man punt inside the 10. I liked keeping that.
Make sure this
D-line
one is
forces
the
I think
fumble,
Commanders.
I'm not
Commanders.
sure. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
This one I didn't
Ooh,
specify
Tress-
Eagles either.
Tress Way, like over 50-yard punt or something.
Oh, he's got a leg.
I hope he has a leg if he's a punter.
Okay, look.
He's got a blue
So-
arm.
There we go.
All right, so instead of, I like the D line forcing a fumble. I like that.
You
one.
do.
Yeah, the D line is insane, and the
Yeah.
they did
Yeah,
it,
I
they
like
did
the
it
D-line
twice.
forcing a
They
fumble.
did it
B-Rob
twice
might
last
fumble,
week.
bro.
Who?
B-Rob might
Oh,
fumble.
okay, yeah. That okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
So
I like
just get rid
D-line
of
forced
Jason
fumble.
Kelsey. Get rid of the Jason Kelsey appearance.
Yeah,
Replace that.
You can
We
put the
should go-
punt in there.
For Tressway.
Yeah.
And we're just like an air yards.
50 plus
Or
yard,
not even air,
net,
but like yeah.
like a net, or
I think net.
Okay,
Just
net.
that's easier to try. Like yeah, he punts it from yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Okay, I might rearrange a little. Like this is like a commander's row. I might
no, I like that.
mix and match. You're okay.
That means that it's diverse, right? Because like
I think
think about
Yeah,
all the other.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
The vertically versus horizontally. I think we're pretty balanced board here. Yeah, I think we got all of it covered.
Were you close to
Um,
filling out the whole board last week?
No, not filling out the whole board. We were close. We had a one way to win in two different options.
Yeah, I think we got probably
okay.
like 40% of the squares filled.
Yeah,
Oh,
and we
that's
were
pretty
one
good.
away in two different spots from getting bingo. So
yeah,
this week,
I can text you the board from
this
last
week
week filled out.
could be the week that we get bingo.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna share this
Yes.
on our Instagram.
Yep, during the game, we update it after every quarter. I just draw red X's on it.
So
for the
go to
ones that
All
we
Philly
get.
all the time so that
Yep.
you can play along
Yep,
on
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yep.
And you can see our bingo board. We're gonna be playing this entire game as well, so it should be a fun battle.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
for
have a
sure.
request. If we
Yeah.
win, can you tag me on All Philly all the time and say congrats?
yes, we can
You
do
and
that.
you and Zach Ertz. We'll tag you and Zach Ertz.
Thanks.
Yes. Luke McLister and Zach Ertz. You're the only people that we will be happy for. And we'll do a post game show live, regardless of if they win or lose. So
Yeah.
if you're able to join us for the post game show, that'll be your opportunity to. We'll step back and let you
I don't
celebrate.
think I can join for that
If
because
okay.
I'm a youth group leader at my church on Sunday nights, so I have to right after the game I have to roll into that. But
That's a
I
good
wish I
reason.
could.
All right. Well,
It's a good
we
reason.
will
So,
we will remember you as we are post gaming if they
Yeah,
win.
win
And
or
even if they
lose.
lose, we'll still remember you. We'll still remember you. So
Yeah, and then we'll rub it in your face. No, I'm just kidding.
That could be really
Okay,
good or really bad
no.
news that he's not there. Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, we should get into
we
our
just
score
crossed an
predictions.
hour. So yeah, the biggest.
if we win, and I was on that post game show, I'd be going crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would definitely be entertaining. So hopefully the Eagles win. But
Let's get into our predictions on how the
Yeah, what do
game's
you
going to go. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring, but not as high scoring as some people think. I think that the Eagles have the best defense in the NFL, and so I think if they win, it's going to be a 2-score game. I think if it's a 1-score game, Jane Daniels is going to drive the ball in the fourth quarter, and the Commanders are going to win. So that being said, the line is 6.5. I'm thinking the Eagles are going to win by 2 possessions. So I'm feeling a 31-22 victory. 31-22, that's 9 points. 22 is a very unique score, but I'm feeling a 31-22 Eagles dub. I just think the window is too big for the Commanders. I don't think that they can. If it's 2 possessions, I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah. Obviously, I picked the Eagles to win because I'm an Eagles fan. I'd be a bad fan if I didn't pick the Eagles to win. But I think it's going to come down to the last drive of the game. I think it's going to be a close game down to the wire. It's going to be 30-27 Eagles. And it's, 30-27 Eagles. Come down to the last drive of the game. That's what it's going to be. Whether that's the Eagles scoring on the last drive of the game or the Commanders not being able to score on the last drive of the game, that's what it comes down to.
So both of you so far, the trend is Eagles get to 30, Commanders don't, as the line of demarcation.
Yeah.
What do you got, McLister?
I'm going 34-31 Commanders.
Close game.
I'm saying we put up like 2 field goals somewhere. We might have to win on a field goal. I don't know. Yeah, I'm saying you guys
No
shoot a field
way.
goal on one drive
No.
as well.
Not happening. There's no chance
Yeah.
that ends up happening.
You know this is. I'm gonna clip this if that's wrong.
It's not wrong. I'm telling you, the Commanders are not beating the Eagles. There's literally no single
Please clip this,
possibility,
bro.
Well,
and there's no chance. Sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to let that sit there for a second to process what just happened. Yeah, I'm with you, Parker. I think that the Eagles are not getting the credit that they deserve for the season that they've had, the powerhouse that they've been. I think that because the Commanders are on this awesome run, and it is an awesome run, I think that the Commanders are getting a little bit overhyped. A little bit. They're very good. But I think more so the Eagles are getting put down.
I definitely do think this will be our it's kind of a horrible take, but this will definitely be like our hardest playoff game.
You know what? The farther we go in the
It
playoffs,
sounded good in my head.
it might get harder.
Hey, we've had some bad takes,
That's
so
really funny. Oh yeah,
I mean,
dude.
that's-
If you, McLister, if you go back
Nice.
and look at right before the Phillies Mets series, Mets
Oh,
fans
yeah.
obliterated us. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think environment wise it'll be like the toughest game.
yeah, it's
I
gonna be
think.
a crazy game. The last time the Eagles got to
Yeah.
30, Roy, against the Packers and the Rams, they could have had it. The Rams, if they made extra points, they would have had it. The Packers, Saquon slid down, and I believe they also had a missed field goal. So Jake Elliott really has just kept the Eagles from getting to 30. They've been on the brink of it twice.
December 29th, they had 41 against the Cowboys. So,
and that was the last time their starters played pre-playoffs.
Yeah. So the last game for the starters pre-playoffs, and then they had, obviously they were close to 30, 22 and 28 in the 2 playoff games. So.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna follow suit with Parker and Luke and pick the Eagles. We've been saying all year, literally from before the season, we all had the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. If they win this game, we will all be right about that. Not to say Parker and Luke are rooting for the Chiefs, but you guys both had Eagles Chiefs as the Super Bowl, so you guys could be perfect. Just for bragging rights of saying you were right. So I truly believe in this Eagles team. I think that we talked at the beginning of the year how they were disrespected because of how they performed last year, and we were like, that doesn't matter. They're going to be good this year. And we were right about that, and I think that they're getting disrespected again. The last time it was like this, they came out and showed everyone what they were made of against the Steelers. I think they're going to come out and show everyone that they are a legit Super Bowl team, and they beat the Commanders 34-27.
Ooh,
so I followed you guys with the Eagles and them scoring 30
Close
and
game.
the Commanders not being able to get to 30. But I think that they put up 34. It would silence the crowd about the offense. Giving up 27, I do trust the defense, but Jaden Daniels is really good, so I got to give him that credit. Philly says 30-17. If they hold the Commanders to 17, they better win.
Oh yeah,
that would be an incredible performance by the defense.
Absolutely.
And that even that 17, if that's a garbage time touchdown, that means that we just dominated the Commanders if that happens. So
hey, rookie quarterback NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen. They don't win. Okay, it's very simple. Very simple. We don't need to spell it out anymore. Jaden Daniels is not winning this game.
There you go. I think
Parker is confident.
The Commanders have.
I'm very
Parker.
confident.
You sound like everybody else that we played this season.
That's true. That's Lions fans were definitely saying that.
Everybody else
wasn't
an
just
Eagles
can't
fan.
get it done, and then he walks in there and gets it done. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he won't. I don't know what's gonna happen.
That's
a great statement. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Spoiler alert: we don't know. 32-20. Another Eagles.
33-20. 33.
You gotta correct that score. You gotta make sure that
Yeah.
33. That 1 point is huge.
A 2-score game would be fantastic.
I'm feeling like one of our predictions is correct.
One
of these is gonna hit.
Eagles.
I was off by 1 last week.
That's true.
All I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna repeat what the real Telly said in the comments. Our brotherhood is better than yours. # raise hail.
False. Very false.
Oh,
it's not better.
No.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. My closing statement on the Eagles. I think that the Commanders are having a great season, a magical season. But this Eagles team is special. This Eagles team is special, and I believe in them. They're so talented. They have the right mentality, and I think that they have the perfect mix of that. That even though this is a fun, awesome Commanders team that I'm glad everybody else gets to root for. It's a fun team to root for. I don't love that we have to be against them, but I just think that this Eagles team is too good.
Are we
Let's
going?
go.
I have a question for all of you.
Yeah.
If we beat you guys and it's Chiefs Commanders Super Bowl, is there like anybody here out of the three of you that has like divine hatred for the Chiefs that would rather see us win?
Oh, I'd rather the Commanders win. Yeah, Commanders. I will be rooting for the Commanders if they beat the Eagles.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. If they play the Bills, no, because I want Zach Ertz to get another ring. I'm rooting for the Commanders. Zach Ertz deserves a ring. So if they beat the Eagles,
divisional rivalry means nothing to you then. if we
I-
win this
No,
year.
not
Of the NFC
necessarily.
East, the Commanders are the lowest. We hate the Cowboys more, the
I
Giants
hate the
more.
Cowboys so much. I dislike the Giants a lot. And I mean, obviously,
it's
the
Cowboys,
rivalry is
Eagles, and
there.
the Giants for me.
That's
Honestly,
valid.
I'm so confident that like I just feel so good about this game that I haven't thought about that at all.
He hasn't even considered the possibility. I wish I could have this brazen confidence. I think maybe the talking about the Phillies Mets has messed with my head because I do feel really confident. I just can't go to the extreme levels that you're going to, Parker.
Dude, Parker's
You'll
takes
see.
are the best.
You'll see tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna look great for you if you're right. And yeah, people are saying again how Daron Payne is out. That's gonna be
That's
a
really
very
harsh,
big factor. Very big factor here.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was great. Thank you guys, everyone who tuned in. We still got 12 strong in here right now. So this was great. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This will be for anyone else listening, if you joined late or anything, this will be up later today as a full podcast episode, so that you're able to get it that way.
Yep.
On YouTube, on any of the audio platforms. So don't worry, you can listen to the whole hour plus. Yeah, thank you again, McLister, for joining us. Always a blast
Thank
when
you
you're
guys.
here. Happy for the Commanders that they made it here. We don't think that they're gonna be able to go any farther, but the future is very bright. Very bright. This could be a
Man.
Very
future NFC Championship matchup years down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
they're
could go
Absolutely.
2020.
This
You're right. Yeah, they'll be good.
this Commanders
next
team
year.
is young and talented. They've got a lot of promise in their future.
Yeah, we would much rather play you guys in the playoffs year in, year out than the Cowboys. So
Very true.
Absolutely.
yeah, and shout out
If I
to
don't
the
see the
Commanders.
Cowboys in the playoffs, I'm happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Jaden Daniels, man, for getting him this far. You know, he played a great 2 games. You know,
Mm-hmm.
good for him.
I was gonna say shout out for giving everyone the chance to make fun of the Cowboys, because now they're the only team in the NFC that hasn't made it to
Yes.
the conference championship in the 2000s. So thank you guys for
Yes.
giving us that opportunity to
Yeah,
all collectively laugh
absolutely.
at them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, all right. Well, now it's 22 and a half hours until kickoff. We will be live after the game. Again, like Parker said, follow us on Instagram so you can see our updates on the bingo board, how that's going, because that's what's important here. Whether the Eagles or Commanders win, if we get bingo, that's what's important. Subscribe if you haven't. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there before the Super Bowl. That would be awesome. And yeah, enjoy the game, everybody. It's going to be so much fun. Stressful, but fun. And we'll be live probably 15 minutes after the game. Hopefully happy, possibly sad. McLister, unfortunately, will not be able to be there with us. But
It's because he knows that the Commanders are going to
okay.
lose. Doesn't want to show his face.
Okay, Parker.
either way, there's going to be great clips of Parker, win or lose.
Yeah.
So, yeah,